Charlie started to say something, but seeing the anger on Claire's face, he could only grit his teeth, turn, and walk out of the restaurant. The nerve of that guy! The boss of some small-time company, acting so tough in front of him? Does he have a death wish? And why was Claire so worried about offending him? Didn't she know her husband was the most powerful man she'd ever meet? For a moment, Charlie wanted to tell Claire everything. His real identity, the truth about his family. Then she wouldn't have to worry about the future or be pushed around by a nobody like this. But the words died on his lips. He held back. Revealing his identity meant officially accepting his place in the Wade family. It meant going back, rejoining the clan. And he didn't want to go back. Standing at the entrance of the hotel, Charlie looked up at the second-floor window, then pulled out his phone. He called Stephen Thompson. "I need you to look into a company for me. Future company. Find out who their recent clients are and what projects they're working on." Stephen's respectful voice came through the phone. "Mr. Wade, most of Future Company's major clients are smaller businesses that fall under the Wade family's umbrella. They also landed a few real estate projects with the M. Grand Group this year." "Is that right?" Charlie sneered. So all this time, this Byron Walsh clown was just feeding off the scraps from his family's table. Charlie almost laughed out loud. How would Byron feel if he knew he was insulting the man who basically signs his paychecks? Thinking about it, he said to Stephen, "Help me teach Future Company a lesson." Stephen asked respectfully, "Mr. Wade, what do you have in mind?" "Oh, just pull all of our business with them. I've decided I don't like their company." "Who would dare to offend you? Do you want me to just take care of their boss? I can make him disappear." Charlie waved a hand dismissively, a small smile on his face. "No, don't always jump to killing. If he's dead, how can he feel any pain? Just bankrupt him. Ruin him so completely that he spends the rest of his life on the streets." "Of course, young master. Give me a few minutes. I'll make the arrangements." For Stephen, bankrupting Future Company was as easy as squashing a bug. Charlie finished his call, hung up the phone, and looked back up at the restaurant. He could see Claire was still apologizing to Byron, who was acting smug and arrogant. Charlie could only imagine the things he was saying. He simply sat down on the curb, lazily waiting for his wife to come out. On the street, Charlie, dressed in his simple clothes, looked like any other person passing by. No one would give him a second glance. Yet, with a single phone call, he could turn a well-known Orris Hill businessman into a pauper with nothing. Claire kept pleading with Byron, and after a while his angry expression seemed to soften. A moment later, she walked him out of the hotel. Byron's face, still red from the hot soup, was throbbing with pain. He saw Charlie sitting on the side of the road and shot him a hateful glare. Then he turned back to Claire. "For your sake, I'll forgive your useless husband this one time. I'll take you to dinner tomorrow night, and we can talk about the partnership." On the surface, it sounded like he was being gracious, but inside, he was still seething. If Claire hadn't been apologizing so desperately, he would have already called his guys to come and deal with Charlie on the spot. But Byron had no intention of actually letting Charlie off the hook. He just wanted to get Claire alone tomorrow, and then he'd find someone to take care of her husband permanently. Charlie walked over and said to Claire, "Honey, let's go home. There's nothing to talk about with a jerk like him who's about to go bankrupt, let alone make a deal." Byron's face twisted in fury. "Kid, you must really have a death wish, saying I'm going bankrupt. You know, the only reason you're still standing right now is because I'm doing a favor for Claire." Charlie sneered and slapped him hard across the face. The sharp sound of the slap echoed on the street. Byron was stunned, covering his face. He shouted angrily, "You piece of trash! How dare you hit me?" Charlie sneered. "What's wrong with hitting you? You deserved it, so take it." After saying that, he raised his hand and slapped him again, making his other cheek swell up. Even though Claire was disgusted with Byron, seeing Charlie slap him twice in a row made her nervous. She quickly said, "Charlie, what are you doing? I told you not to start fights with people." She wasn't worried about the business deal. She was worried that Byron would retaliate against Charlie. After all, Byron was a powerful man. How could he just let this go after being publicly humiliated? Sure enough, Byron lost his temper completely. He pointed at Clare and said, "Listen, Wilson, your husband is going to pay for this today. I'll kill him. I'll make him disappear from Orris Hill for good." When Clare heard this, she said angrily, "You're disgusting." "Disgusting?" Byron snorted. "Don't think I don't know that the Wilson family has already kicked you out. You think you're still one of them? Let me tell you something. In Orris Hill City, I can crush your entire family with one phone call. So if you don't want anything bad to happen to them, you'd better get on your knees and come to my bed. If you make me happy, I might forgive you." Clare trembled with rage and said sharply, "Byron, you are a monster." "I'm a powerful man. What's wrong with being a little shameless?" Byron said without a hint of shame. Charlie stood up and said to Byron, "Mr. Walsh, you're already bankrupt, so you can save the tough guy act." "What? What did you say?" Byron was stunned, not knowing how to react. He was about to yell when his cell phone started ringing. He didn't want to answer, but the phone kept ringing insistently. Byron pointed a threatening finger at Charlie and then impatiently answered the phone. "Yeah, what is it?" "Mr. Walsh, it's terrible. The partners who were supposed to work with us just pulled out. They've canceled all our deals." "What?" Byron's face paled. "I'll call DC right now." "Hold on. It's not just our Washington, D.C. partners who pulled out. The M Grand Group just canceled everything, and they've been with us for years. On top of that, Mr. Dalton, Mr. Prescott, and Mr. Thompson all just terminated their contracts." Byron held the phone, too stunned to say a word, but the voice on the other end continued. "Right now, 4 different companies have called, demanding that future company pay massive penalty fees for breaking contract. Mr. Jones from the finance department called. He wants the $280 million construction loan paid back in full by tomorrow, or they'll start legal action and seize the property. Also, the heads of American Federal Bank, Bank of America, American Trust Bank, and American Farmers Bank all called. They're calling in our debts. We have to pay back every loan by noon tomorrow, or they'll auction off all the company's assets." Byron was sweating bullets, his face completely drained of color. Cold sweat soaked through his shirt. Was the world going crazy? Or was he having a nightmare? How could everything go wrong all at once? It felt like it was all coordinated, like someone had planned it. What was going on? What the hell was happening? After one hit after another, Byron was sweating buckets. He could barely stand, needing the wall to hold himself up. Clare didn't know who was on the phone, but seeing Byron's expression change so drastically after taking the call, she couldn't help but wonder if he was having some kind of medical emergency. "Charlie, is Byron sick or something?" Charlie smiled faintly. "Maybe. It seems like he has some kind of brain problem. He can't even remember who he is anymore." The panicked, crying voice of his secretary came through the phone, but Byron could barely hear it. There was a ringing in his ears, and his mind was stuck on what Charlie had just said. "Mr. Walsh, you're already bankrupt!" Byron was drenched in a cold sweat. He raised his head in horror and stared at Charlie. Could it be true? Was Charlie some kind of psychic? He really was bankrupt. Byron slid down the wall in despair. Charlie gave him a cold look and said to Clare, "Let's go." Clare didn't understand what was happening with Byron, but she didn't want to look at him a second longer. She turned to leave. Just then, Byron seemed to snap out of it. He shot his head up, his eyes locking onto Charlie. Just as Charlie was about to get into the car, Byron charged at him. His eyes were bloodshot, and he was panting heavily, his gaze fixed on Charlie. Byron's crazed look made Clare nervous, and she instinctively took a step back, moving closer to Charlie. "You did this, didn't you? You did all of this!" Byron stared at Charlie, his voice filled with panic. Charlie glanced at Byron and said flatly, Get lost." His tone was sharp and dismissive, like he was talking to a stray dog. The onlookers stared at each other in shock. "Oh my God, isn't that the famous Mr. Walsh?" The people watching couldn't believe it. This guy dressed like a nobody was daring to talk to Mr. Walsh like that in public? Did he have a death wish? Did he not want to work in Orris Hill City ever again? But then, right in front of everyone, Byron dropped to his knees in front of Charlie. With tears streaming down his face, he pleaded, "Mr. Wade, I was wrong. Please, just let me make a living." The whole crowd went silent. No one could believe what they were seeing. Byron Walsh, the famous construction tycoon in Orris Hill City, was on his knees in front of some random guy. Even Claire was stunned. She never would have imagined Byron Walsh kneeling to Charlie. "Mr. Wade, I deserve to die for what I tried to do to Claire. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I swear I'll never do it again. Please, please, spare me. Don't destroy me completely." As Byron spoke, he started slapping himself hard across the face, the sound echoing loud and clear. Charlie's face was blank. He watched Byron slap himself a dozen times until his mouth started bleeding. Then, Charlie said quietly, "Mr. Walsh, I have no idea what you're talking about." "Mr. Wade, once Future Company goes bankrupt, I won't just be broke, I'll be hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. I'll never be able to pay it back, not even in my next lifetime." Byron stayed on his knees, pleading, completely stripped of his usual powerful demeanor. Everything was happening so fast, and it was all too much of a coincidence. Charlie had said he was bankrupt, and suddenly Future Company was hit with one disaster after another. It was definitely going to go bankrupt by tomorrow.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.